So I've worked with different people, and for 2 years now, I think I've been working with a particular director, and it's been super amazing. His name is Director Chinidu Ben, and he has pushed me, beyond what I would have ever imagined I could do. You know, I used to work as a production manager on sets, and then I started working as an AD for people. I directed a few short films, and that's because they are topical movies, and then they have to do with my NGO. So it's me speaking for kids. It's me trying to create awareness through a short film. But for feature films or documentaries or commercials, it's also an amazing one. And so far, I would say not an easy one, but we're good.
And it appeared that Lagos is also sort of very attractive to the film industry, because of the population, because of the market, and also because of the money. Is it like that?
Yes, no contest. No contest. I've worked in the East, and I'm like, okay, I'll go back to Lagos. And I was in Abuja last year. I think I spent about 4 5 months. I needed a recess. I needed to find out if relocation was it for me at the time. There were a lot of maybe ifs and all of that. So, and I met with quite a number of people, and I could tell you for sure that the film industry thrived more in Lagos. No
Uh,
contest.
that, Everything is more in Lagos.
It is.
All right. So what is your main area of concentration in the film industry? Now we know how you get there. Now we know you have also done a couple of things there. But what is your main area of concentration in the film industry?
Okay, so my strength, 100%, is management. I know how to manage people very well. I have good interpersonal skills. Then I also work as an assistant director because um, I I love to work with the actors. I love to put in my creative capability there. So I've recently been working with a particular director who has given me that freedom to express myself. So sometimes we need to take some shots, or before we're trying to prepare for the next scene, he's trying to get my opinion about something. During pre-production, we're talking about shots. So it's interesting to know that I'm being involved in, directorial roles. Maybe I've not been able to say, oh, I'm a director, because I still need a long time to learn. But I think this is a growing, process for me, and I'm enjoying every bit of it, making mistakes for now, correcting myself, learning, unlearning, relearning. So it's been an amazing ride so far for me.
Now, for somebody who do not yet understand the power of the Nigeria film industry, what do you think people should know about Nollywood?
I would love for them to know that we are growing. We have been growing. We will keep growing. Rome wasn't built in a day. And if we want, in all fairness, if we want to be fair to ourselves, we have grown. Fame is a tool to change. Fame is a tool to create memories, to create pictures, to tell stories, to create awareness. It might be told in different ways and different forms. Appreciate the handwork that has been put into it. We don't have a lot of backings or fundings from people to conveniently shoot movies. A lot of times it feels like we're doing nonsense because, in their words, how much it costs them if they do this one, waiting then they do, and all of that criticism. We are trying. Someone wants to tell a story and probably doesn't have so much, but needs to tell that story for the want of time. Sometimes there's a story that is, in your mind that you just feel you need to say it out, because if you don't let it out, you don't know what will happen. You just want to say it. Sometimes there are personal stories you need to share. You might not even have to necessarily tell your crew members or cast that this is a personal story you need to share, but you just want to let it out. And with the little you have, you make magic. So it still boils down to creating teams that can help you, make things come out well. So with a little budget, you can still create magic. Nollywood is growing. Nollywood will keep growing. You can't compare Nollywood to Hollywood. I think it's just a very wrong thing to do. You know, I mean, we bring out a movie and then see Blood Sisters, for instance. Check out the costumes, check out the cinematography, check out the picture quality of the movie, check out the stars that were in the movie. Check out, I mean, we may not have it 100%, but we also know that there are movies, you know, we watch American movies or whatever movies we watch, and then there's mistakes. You know, even the big movies have some loopholes here and there. Do we complain about them sometimes? No, we don't. But do we complain about Nollywood movies that have spent millions that they are trying to get? Oh yes, we don't just complain, we condemn, we criticize, and all of that. It doesn't help us grow. But the good thing is that we keep moving. So I just really hope people understand that it's a growing system. You know, like I hate to engage with people about Nollywood, especially people who are mediocres in it or who have shallow minds or who just don't even want to think towards our own side and imagine what we go through, knowing that you have to pay for all locations, you need to rent almost every single thing, you need to pay, you know, to use certain spaces. Even spaces that do not belong to these people, you need to settle them. If you don't settle them, you don't use those locations, you don't use those props. You know, so it's a lot we're going through, and we're still in the process of learning. We're still in the process of growth. So I think it's really wrong to compare Nollywood to Hollywood or to any wood, really.
I think it was 2007. I was part of a team here in Verona, the city where I live, at the Verona International Film Festival. So we invited a guy by the name Franco Saki. Well, at the time, he has done a documentary on Nollywood. Documentary was called, I think, This is Nollywood. And of course, he was showing it because he came from Los Angeles, so he was showing this film because he felt that it was really fascinating how Nigerians were making movie. And so, of course, he was here, and we talked a lot about his own impression, what he feel about the country, the industry, this nascent industry in filmmaking. Because just like somebody was sleeping, suddenly Nigeria came up and it became the second in the world in terms of full film production. That is something incredible. That can only happen with a lot of finance, a lot of money being pumped into industry.
Yeah.
But Nigeria managed to do magic. How did they do that? I mean, can you tell me a little bit? How does it work in Nollywood?
So I don't know. I just feel God blessed us with talents that we are not even aware of, you know, because you see us use certain budgets to create certain magic, and you're asking how. You know, so you know, sometimes when we're doing budget breakdown, my director is saying, how is this even possible, Claire? I said, let's do it, we can, you know. So the first thing, like you know, every other person will do is to ensure that during pre-production you get everything right. So it's in pre-production, you honestly tell yourself and your team, will this work? It's a pre-production, you get to talk to them and tell them, this is the amount we have. Can we work with this? It's in pre-production, the light guy is trying to ensure that, okay, we may not be able to get all the lights, but we can work with this and this. Same pre-production, the costume is saying, I have a problem with this, but let's see how we can work around it. I could get a few people to give me for free.